Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paola and today I'm very excited because I get to talk about my favorite and not so favorite movie musicals that came out in 2022. So much like last year, this is just a ranking of the way in which I enjoyed the following movie musicals. At number 12, we have Disenchanted, the Enchanted sequel. It was just not for me, like absolutely not for me. I feel like they ruined the story. It was not even as original or as like tropes and fantasy flipped on its head as the first one. This one I feel like did not flip anything on its head. It was not about the encounter of two worlds. This was just like, what if Amy Adams acted like a villain? I don't understand why James Marsden's character was not a lot more involved. Like, I understand it from like a logical narrative standpoint, but the movie was already not making any sense. I don't understand why they didn't put more of him on my screen when his character is literally nonsensical and the songs were super blah, like nothing remotely stood out to me. And the other one where I kind of had fun was the one where Maya Rudolph and Amy Adams get to sort of battle out and sing about how mean they are and how one of them is meaner than the other and da-da-da-da-da. Like, that was the only one that I was like, okay, I can see maybe a little bit of fun. But other than that, it was just like, no, thank you. I refuse to accept it as an official sequel. Number 11, Zombies 3. If you don't know what the Zombies franchise is, count yourself lucky. It is what I like to call the Riverdale of Disney Channel. And what I mean by that is that in the first installment, things sort of make sense and you're able to really follow a specific plot line and the songs are really good, the performances are exciting. But then in the second and third installment, things just go off the rails. And for some reason, the plot focuses a lot more on not the standout character or actor. I watched it with a very open mind, knowing that what I was gonna watch was not gonna make any sense, but it was just boring. Milo Mannheim is clearly the standout in this film. He very, very much carries the franchise on his back, and I'm very happy that it is over for him. I'm very happy that he gets to move on and do other things that are hopefully good, because this one was just not it for me. The songs were also blah. The story was blah on blah on blah. The movie is called Zombies, and on the first movie, like I said, things sort of made sense. It was about zombie and human integration. And then this one, it was just like, what if we add aliens and the werewolves are still here? And it makes no sense, and I just don't like it. Number 10, Spirited. Oh my god. This is a Scrooge retelling or a Christmas Carol retelling where basically Will Ferrell's character works in this like afterlife company and they work really hard to research everybody in the US of A, and they pick one Scrooge and they get to reform them and stuff like that. And for this one, I believe they already picked out their someone, but Will Ferrell is fascinated by Ryan Reynolds' character and he's like, we have to fix this guy. But the company boss doesn't want to for some reason. I think it's because they label Ryan Reynolds as an irredeemable. So basically people that are just way too evil to even want to reform. And so Will Ferrell is like, no, let me prove you that I am able to turn this guy good. But Ryan Reynolds is just really driving home the point that he is not redeemable. He is very much an irredeemable person. He does not want to be good. He loves being evil, and it sucks. Like, I feel like this movie has very low stakes, like oddly low stakes. Ryan Reynolds does not care about anything. Like, his character does not care about anything or the harm that he puts out in the world. And it's like 2 hours long, so it's just 2 hours of Ryan Reynolds being like, I'm evil, let me show you how evil I am evil. And even when he like does the good thing or the right thing, he's like, no, but I am evil, I just did the one thing, but I'm still evil, I'm still bad, I'm still irredeemable. And it's like, okay, I get it, chill. And like I said, the stakes were really, really low, but then a child's potential suicide is what makes Ryan Reynolds sort of take back the one bad thing that he did. And it was just such a change of pace and such a change of tone where I was like, I just don't know if this is the way that we had to do this. No, this movie was not for me. I had really high hopes for this one, but it was just not a good time. At number 9, we have Scrooge. This is an animated musical. It is on Netflix and it is very standard Christmas Carol thing. Nothing really new is said here. The animation is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just fine. And the parallels between what made Scrooge the guy that he is now are very on the nose, and I don't like that. Number 8, Cyrano. This is a stage-to-screen adaptation. It features Peter Dinklage as the main character. Cyrano is the story of this guy who, like I said, has a very large nose and is deemed very unattractive. And he is in love with Roxanne, but Roxanne is not in love with him. And then there's Christian, and he is in love with Roxanne, but he is not really good with words. So he gets Cyrano to write these letters and send them to her. And so she is falling in love with what she thinks is Christian, but really she's falling in love with Cyrano, and it's a tragedy, so it ends in Cyrano dying. And this is very much like following that plot in that sort of era, like 1800s, 1700s maybe, with the exception that it is Peter Dinklage with no prosthetics. He does not have a large nose or anything. And the first song is beautiful. I love the longing in the voice of the main character, Roxanne. I actually really do enjoy the music in this one, both the instrumentals and the ones that move the plot forward. However, I feel like it ran a little too long. Like, at some point, like at the 1 hour and 40 minutes, I was like, okay, he's gonna die. I just know he's gonna die. Can he just do that already? Like, it got boring. I'm sorry, it got boring. It's not completely unenjoyable. I just found it to be a little too long. Number 7, 13. This is a middle grade / early YA musical. And it's about this kid who just turned 13 years old. And he is Jewish, so he's about to celebrate his bar mitzvah. And he had a lot of friends in New York, which is where he lived. But unfortunately, his parents get a divorce and he moves in with his mom and his mom's mom, his grandmother. And it's about friendship, it's about messy early teenager stuff. It's about what we do for friends and what we do with the friends that we already have. I didn't really love this one. I want to be clear that I love the stage production. This is another stage to screen adaptation. But this one there was something kind of off about it. It was choreographed by Jamal Sims, so it had that going for it. But yeah, like other than that, it just didn't speak to me the way that the stage production did. Big shout out to JD McCrary though. He plays Brett and he is such a show stealer. I need to see him in more stuff. You can tell that this is the thing for him. He's just out of this world talented. Number 6, Sneakerella. This is very obviously a Cinderella retelling, and it's kind of like Rags, the Nickelodeon musical movie, but with sneakers. So I really do enjoy the music in this one, but I low-key feel like they could have done without the Cinderella twist to it. The visuals are really stunning. It is set in New York City and it's just so grandiose. Like, I love the way that New York was used as a backdrop. The music, like I said, is very good. Our main character, his name is Elle, very inventive for a Cinderella retelling, I know. The actor's name is Chosen Jacobs and he is stellar, absolutely spectacular. He's very much a triple threat, and I would love to see him in more stuff. This was just fun. I feel like it dragged a bit towards the end. I think this one is like 1 hour 45 minutes, maybe 2 hours long. So it got a little too long for my liking. Especially with how rushed the ending is. But there's chemistry between Cinderella and the princess. It's fun. It's fun. That's all I'm gonna say. Number 5, Monster High, the movie musical. I had no idea that this was gonna be a thing, but I was delighted to find out. Monster High is an animated show, and it's about the children of these very popular monsters. So we have Frankenstein, Child of Frankenstein, Draculaura, I believe that's the name for Dracula's child. And our main character is a hybrid between human and werewolf. And she gets these letters saying that she gets to go to Monster High. The problem is that nobody can know that she's half human, because in this world, humans are not to be trusted. They are the worst of the worst. And if they find out that she is part human, she will be expelled and shut out of the community. And she is really craving for this community. She's really struggling in the real world to sort of hide her monstrous abilities and stuff like that. So it's about like heritage, and it's about family, and it's about what we do to fit in, especially at a young age. This is YA. And it was so much fun. I cannot get enough of this movie. It was just campy. I loved it. Kyle Seeley is also a part of this. For those of you who don't know, he originated the role of Aaron Samuels on Mean Girls on Broadway, and he is delightful. I love his role. He plays a professor, and his song is the best one in this musical, and it's just a really, really fun musical. I highly recommend this one. Number 4, Riverdance. This is another stage to screen adaptation, and it's about this kid whose grandfather just passed, and his job was to light the lighthouse to ward off the villain. And it's about family, it's about heritage, it's about familial duties, it's about loss and grief. And this one made me cry. There's this very tough scene, like tough emotional scene, where the grandpa says that he gets to move on, but he lives with the grandchild anyway, like throughout his life. And I feel that this is one of those stories where they treat children like the intelligent humans that they are. It's just a great exploration of what grief and loss can do to a child, and how the child just sort of goes through the motions of the stages of grief. It is just stunning. Did I mention it was animated? Because it is. And I loved it. Number 3, Pinocchio. I don't know if this one counts as a proper movie musical, but there are quite a few songs sprinkled in it that the main character sings, and I loved it, so I'm including it in this list. This is the stop motion animated musical by Guillermo del Toro. It is a sort of reimagining of Pinocchio, and it is melancholy. It is about what it means to be a parent, what it means to be a child. It is also about the things that we do to fit in. There's this song, which is the standout song in my opinion, where Pinocchio sings about Benito Mussolini, in front of Benito Mussolini, and it is hysterical. My family and I were dying laughing. Yeah, I just really, really love this movie. I personally find this musical incredibly valuable. The visuals are stunning. The story is stunning. The message in this story, oh my god, I love it with my entire heart. Number 2, Better Nate Than Ever. This is a BookTube screen adaptation musical, and it's about Nate, and he has this really big dream of becoming a Broadway performer. And upon learning from his best friend that they are doing a stage musical version of Lilo and Stitch, he and his friend secretly leave home and go to New York to audition. It is such a fun movie. I love that this movie was very unexpected. Like, anytime I thought things were gonna go one way, the movie went into a whole different direction, and it was just so much fun. Lisa Kudrow is spectacular in this movie. Obviously, the standout is the kid who plays Nate, but Lisa Kudrow is also excellent in this role. She plays Nate's aunt, and it is incredible. It's about dreams and family. It's about friendship, and it's about belief. And I love that. My only pet peeve, and this is just because I'm very nitpicky about this stuff, but there were so many incredible Broadway actors and they don't sing at all. What the hell is that about? Like, we have Norbert Leo Butz, Christina Alabado, Brooks Ashmanskas, Joshua Bassett, who has not been on Broadway yet, but I love him in his role of Ricky in High School Musical, the musical, the series. So I do think he deserved to sing a little in this role. And we had Mandy Gonzalez, and none of them sing. That upsets me. That upsets me. I'm sorry I ended on a sour note, but this film is absolutely worth it. I highly, highly recommend it. And at number 1, Matilda. Oh my freaking God. This is a book to stage to screen adaptation. It is absolutely wonderful. I had no idea that I was gonna love it as much as I did. Mostly because I didn't know what to expect. I only knew When I Grow Up and Revolting Children. But oh my God, the performances were incredible. Sorry about the change of angle. My phone ran out of storage. Anyway, Alicia Weir, she plays Matilda. I love her. She is freaking incredible in this role. Everybody is incredibly good in their roles, but my goodness, you can tell that she was born to play Matilda. I also just learned that she is Irish, and that makes me like her 10 times more than I already did. I absolutely adored her performance. This musical is just done with so much love, and it was directed such beautifully. I also loved the choreography. I'm never gonna get over this musical. I need to watch it at least once a month. Alrighty, so that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely let me know down below what your ranking is. I love hearing about people's opinions of musicals, so definitely let me know down below. Don't forget to check out the description as well for links to my Patreon, where you can get exclusive content, early access to all of my videos, and a bi-weekly newsletter. It doesn't matter what tier you join, all the tiers have the same benefits, and it's really, really cool. Thank you once again so much for watching. If you haven't already and you'd like to, go ahead and hit subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!